All right, guys, welcome everybody. Guys, I'm gonna talk about Yenga real quick. I listened to the BBC report, the report that was done by BBC this afternoon. So I'm talking about Yenga. Just in case if you don't know what Yenga is a town that is in Sierra Leone, close around the Kailahun area, but it borders with Guinea. So it's been a long-standing dispute with this Yenga situation, but former past governments, Tijan Kaba, of course, Momo, going back to Sheikh Stevens, they've all, all the way to Anes Koroma, all of these people, they've been able to manage that Yenga situation up until now. Of course, the Julius Maada Bio regime that has not been able to, handle the whole Yenga issue with Guinea-Conakry. So I was inspired by a video that I saw of a young man, who was trying to do something on his cell phone to share with us what's actually happening in Yenga. A lot of Sierra Leoneans believe that, first of all, Guinea is very mad at Sierra Leone because the Guinean government knows that the government, this illegal government of Sierra Leone, I want to qualify the illegal government of Sierra Leone. Julius Maada Bio, we know that the ambassador to Guinea, Alimami Bangura was under arrest by the Guinean government because one of the government vehicle, the embassy vehicles, were caught with cocaine worth over $40 million, if not more. I hope I remember the calculation. Probably we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think it was more than that. Or sorry, millions of dollars for sure, millions of dollars. It was over 380 kilogram. And if you take 380 kilogram, you multiply that by 380 kilograms times $110,000 per kilo. Yeah, it was about $41 million. $41 million, the worth of the cocaine that was captured by the Guinean government. And of course, the Kush epidemic and all of that stuff, because we know it's been coming from Sierra Leone into Guinea. And Guinean citizens have been dying, and the people of Guinea are upset. So I think the Yenga situation is just one way of Guinea saying that, let's take this town away from them. We know that Mamadi Doumbouya is not happy with Maada Bio at this point. That's a fact. That is a sacrosanct fact. So, but I listened to the BBC report, and I want to share that with you so we can all listen together, and then I'll give you, my take on that. But before I even do that, let me share Yenga with you guys so you guys can see, what Yenga looks like. But this is Yenga right here. You see, as you guys can see right in the center of my screen here, is this Yenga. So when you look at you see, this is Guinea, this is Sierra Leone, and Yenga is in Sierra Leone. So if you look closely, you'll see that, you see, this is the Sierra Leonean side, and Yenga is right here in Sierra Leone. As you can see, this is better. Let me put it this way, you see, Guinea is over here. This is Guinea. This is Sierra Leone, and this is Yenga. But the Guinean government has captured Yenga, and they say Yenga belongs to them. But we know it's on the Sierra Leone side. One thing that is very obvious for sure, it is the fact that it's sad that the Yenga area, in most of the countries that I've been to, where, those border areas, those are ripe business places. But Sierra Leone has never even developed that area, just like Guinea. I know recently the Guinea built a battalion, they built a barracks over there and all of that. But Sierra Leone side, they've never done anything to improve that Yenga area. I mean, going way back then, right? But those border areas in certain countries, they should have like a customs border post there. There should be businesses thriving in that area. There should be trips organized between Sierra Leone and Guinea. Tourist attraction, right? But anyways, these are the ideas that some of us have. If God gives us the opportunity to take over that country, then thank God for Dr. Samura Kamara, by the way. Happy birthday to you, Dr. Samura Kamara. Today's your birthday. May God continue to guide and protect you. And we've been looking for somebody who has, gumption, somebody who has, integrity, somebody who has decency, somebody who believes in excellence. And we found that politician in you. So Sierra Leoneans are very grateful. May God continue to guide you. But I'll talk more about your birthday at some point and, connect the dots. But this is about Yenga, like I've shared with you guys. I want to play for you guys. Let us all listen to the BBC report of Yenga. I'm going to start it here. And
Hello, I'm Audrey Brown, and today in Focus on Africa, Guinean troops have fired shots in the disputed town of Yenga on the border with Sierra Leone. What could be behind this unprecedented escalation?
Absolutely.
Kenyan farm workers are occupying tea plantations.
So that is what we're going to talk about, right? We're going to listen to the BBC reports together whilst, that's playing in the background. I just want to talk to you guys here. But these are the things we're saying. Like, I know for a fact that the Guinean government is mad at this illegal government of SLPP, and that is why they're taking Yenga, forcefully from the government of Sierra Leone. Or probably Marabio has some arrangement. We don't know. These guys are corrupt to the core. But if anything, they have plans of taking the case to the ICC. So let's listen together, guys. Let's listen together.
Food experts' view on that. It's Tuesday, the 30th of April. First, we go to the border between Guinea and Sierra Leone. The two countries are neighbors, and they generally are good neighbors. For instance, when a rebel war broke out in Sierra Leone, Guinea sent troops to help the government out. Refugees from Sierra Leone crossed the border seeking and finding shelter in Guinea. And in the nature of these things, the people who live along the borders are related by language, culture, and blood, in defiance of colonial borders. One country speaks French, the other English. But the relationship was strained when Guinea continued to control the border town of Yenga, which it had entered during the conflict in Sierra Leone. Regional adjudication failed to end the stalemate, and now things have escalated. Guinean troops have fired shots inside Sierra Leone. This is unprecedented, and people are nervous. Umaru Fofana has been following developments from Freetown. We started our conversation with a bit of background.
Yenga is a village perched on the hills in the eastern Sierra Leonean district of Calahon. It borders neighboring Guinea. Literally, it's a stone's throw coming from Guinea. There's a stream or a river called the Makona River, which stands between the area and neighboring Guinea. It's a largely run-down area. In fact, Yenga and its surrounding villages, such as Sokoma, such as Pondu. Pondu was the first village where Ebola was recorded when it spread into Sierra Leone from neighboring Guinea. And it's inhabited mostly by the Kisi people, who find themselves in all of that area, in Guinea, in Sierra Leone, and in Liberia.
So it's right on the border. I imagine that people to and fro quite easily between Guinea and Sierra Leone. But what's the historic dispute between the two countries about this terrain?
Yes, exactly. I mean, people traverse the border there quite easily, which is why the current situation is worrying them a lot. In the last hour or so, the paramount chief, who is a traditional leader in the area, says that yesterday, which was usually a market day across the border in a place called Nongowa, the people in Yenga and its surrounding areas were not allowed, the traders were not allowed to take their produce across the border. Their history is really intertwined in the sense that you find the same Kisi people in all three countries in that area. And during the war, Guinea sent its troops to the area to help ward off the RUF rebels, which was acquiesced, in fact, if not requested by the government of Sierra Leone. They were there and they helped bring the war to an end. But shortly after that war ended, Guinea laid claim to the area, saying it had always been a part of its territory, which obviously Sierra Leone denies, insisting that the river, the Makona River, which is a natural border, is what divides the two countries. Therefore, Sierra Leone says Yenga is a part of its territory.
So how much more do we know about what happened recently with the incursion?
We don't know much because the Sierra Leone armed forces are not speaking on record, but two military sources have told me that they had heard in the lead up to Independence Day on the 27th of April that Guinean troops were planning to encroach into Sierra Leone territory by taking a village called Sokoma. So as a result, there was a buildup of Sierra Leonean troops in Sokoma itself because they are not allowed to go to Yenga, where Guinean troops have been stationed since the end of the war, barring the fact that at some point it was demilitarized, but then the Guinean soldiers returned to the place. So once the soldiers of Sierra Leone had heard that this was happening, they beefed up their presence in the area, which led to the situation, that caused the Guinean soldiers to fire shots. I understand in the air. The local member of parliament in the area is Fala Kenewa Tengbe, and this is what he told me.
On Monday, the 28th of April, they went to a close-by village called Sokoma, and they wanted to intimidate the civilians. Unfortunately for them, they met our Sierra Leonean soldiers, and they were resisted. So when they went back, they reorged, and They crossed over 200 to 300 military armed personnel into the land of Yenga. After a few seconds, we had 3 shots fired from their garrison base. Nobody has access into Guinea from Yenga into Nongoa. They have annexed Yenga, and 2, they have built permanent structures. Thirdly, they are intimidating peaceful civilians. They are displaying sophisticated weapons. They have stopped people living at Yenga from farming. This has actually created a huge tension as we speak.
Before the events of Monday morning, had the Guinean troops living in and around Yenga ever fired any shots since the end of the war in Sierra Leone in 2002?
No, not to my knowledge. I think this is the first time that has happened.
Do we know what triggered that? Do we know what happened that led to them firing?
Yes. When they went to Sukuma is another village that is very close to Yenga. They were resisted by our soldiers, and because of that, upon returning, they fired the shots.
How would you describe the current atmosphere in and around Yenga?
The atmosphere at Yenga is pretty much tense. That place is super tense.
Thus, Fala Kenewa Tengbe, the local member of parliament in the area, which includes Yenga.
So what have the Sierra Leonean authorities said about this, not at a local level, but at a national level?
Obviously, they have sounded very angry. The few of them who have spoken on record, they have emphasized on the point that Sierra Leone and Guinea are, sisterly nations and good neighbors. Therefore, the long-running nature of the Yenga dispute is something which they would rather was put behind them. The country's foreign minister, Timothy Kaba, spoke to me from the United States.
The government's position basically is to defend the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Sierra Leone. And over the period, we've been engaging diplomatically to find a way to pacify the impasse and get the Guineans to withdraw from the occupied territory of Yenga.
Do we know whether Conakry and Freetown, whether the 2 leaders of these countries have spoken on this matter since it happened on Monday?
Absolutely, the 2 leaders have spoken. President Mamadi of Guinea assured President Bio that the 2 leaders will meet and discuss the issue and find lasting solution to the problem. And we also escalated the complaint to ECOWAS to find, a redress mechanism within the organization. We would definitely arrive at a point where the Guineans would de-escalate and exit Sierra Leone territory that they've so callously occupied.
That's Timothy Kaba, and he's Sierra Leone's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Umaru, did this come as a surprise? And are people wondering why now?
It did come as a surprise, the fact that this was the first time that shots were being fired in that area since the war ended, despite the long-running claim by Guinea. It has surprised everyone here, which is why people are asking, why did it have to come at this time? And why, as alleged by the Sierra Leone government, did they try to further encroach into Sierra Leonean territory? Some have said that Guinea has a military junta, and they believe that maybe it's a way of distracting the situation in that country by sort of engaging Sierra Leone at this level. But definitely it does come as a surprise. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs there said that they had escalated the matter to ECOWAS, but Guinea currently stands suspended by ECOWAS. So it's not clear how much leverage the sub-regional body has in terms of intervening in this matter. And which is why some government officials have told me that they are for the first time planning to go to the International Court of Justice if that's the only way they feel that this matter can be resolved once and for all.
So by going to the International Court of Justice, they want to sort out the dispute and establish who owns the territory. Is that what they want to do? Is that an acknowledgement then that ECOWAS can't solve this problem because they've had 2 decades in which to do it?
Exactly, they've had 2 decades in which to do it. ECOWAS and even the sub-organization here called the Mano River Union, which comprises Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and La Côte d'Ivoire. MRE has also not been able to resolve the matter. So now the government, some people at least are mooting that. They have not said so officially, but they have definitely said to me that going to the ICJ seems to be the only way they believe that this matter can be brought to its conclusion, because both Guinea and Liberia have presented colonial-era documents claiming that Yenga was a part of their territory at the time of the scramble and partition of Africa. But then Sierra Leone insists it's been it since, up to the war, and Guinea says no, they allowed it to go, but they felt that after the war, there was time for them to take back their territory. So the hope is that the ICJ, the International Criminal Justice, should be able to put this thing behind both countries.
What I'm wondering is, what lies beneath Yenga's soil? Is there anything there that might not be in the public domain?
We do not know what really lies beneath. There have been speculations that there is some mineral wealth lying beneath the surface. What we know on the surface is the fact that there is a lot of agricultural work going on there. There is also fishing going on in the Makona River. Whether or not some mineral resources lie beneath, we do not know. But one government official said to me, whether or not there is anything of significance underneath, our territory is our territory, he said.
That's Umaru Fofana in Freetown.
All right, guys. So you've listened to that. You see, first of all, Umaru Fofana, these guys are so disingenuous. If this was during the days of the APC, Umaru Fofana reporting right now, it would have mentioned, just to give context to what has happened recently between Sierra Leone and Guinea, to talk about the drugs. But you see how he evaded the whole thing that has to do with the drugs in Sierra Leone? So let me share this with you guys. All right? Because this is very important. I want you guys to see this. Because the problem we have in Sierra Leone today is that this is the BBC's publication, by the way, as you guys could see here. And we've seen that nothing was said about this. And I can guarantee you with certainty that this situation in Guinea and with this Yenga thing, yes, it has been lingering for quite a few years. But right now, in this current times, the drug epidemic, this whole thing about the drugs, suitcases of cocaine found in Sierra Leone's embassy, has a lot to do with the Yenga situation. I can guarantee you guys that it has a lot to do with the Yenga situation. Mark my words, guys. It has a lot to do with what's actually happening. This drug situation has a lot to do with the Yenga situation as it is at this point in time. That is why I want to share this with you guys so you can see it. But this is what is actually happening. It is because this drug situation pissed off Mamadi Doumbouya so bad. And up till today, Sierra Leoneans, you all know, I know you guys know that we still have, the drug lord in Sierra Leone dating Marabio's daughter. Everybody knows that, but nobody's talking about these things. But this plays a very important role. I can guarantee you all that these has something to do with the fact that, Guinea is taking over Yenga. I can guarantee everyone, every Sierra Leonean, these facts. Because let us look at this article. This was when, the BBC reported about the ambassador. Sierra Leone has recalled its ambassador from neighboring Guinea after 7 suitcases containing suspected cocaine were found in an embassy vehicle. On Monday, Guinean authorities impounded a vehicle belonging to Sierra Leone's embassy and detained its occupants on suspicion of possessing substances suspected to be cocaine, which of course we all came to know it was cocaine. Sierra Leone's Foreign Minister Alhaji Musa Timothy Kaba said. In light of this serious development, the government has urgently recalled Sierra Leone's ambassador to Guinea, Ambassador Mr. Alimami Bangura, to Freetown to provide a full account of the incident, he added. We all know, Sierra Leoneans know, and this is why people like myself were fighting for the electoral justice, because when you have a government that does not care, as illegal as this current SLPP Marabio regime is, that don't care, to the point where the drug leader, Boleios, the biggest drug lord in Europe, the most wanted man, is dating Marabio's daughter, Agnes Bio. Until this day, Agnes Bio has not come out to apologize to the people of Sierra Leone, to beg us, to ask for forgiveness as to how she got affiliated with a drug dealer. Let's say she did not know. Let's say she did not bring him to Sierra Leone. But the fact that this thing came out and everybody knew, we saw you, there are videos there of you being in church, sitting 2 rows behind your father, the president, the illegal president of Sierra Leone. We saw you at a farm. We saw you at a fundraising event. Boleios was there with you. You are dating Boleios. It is rumored that she is even pregnant. Probably she has even given birth for Boleios, the biggest drug lord in Europe, who is wanted. He has been sentenced to prison. He is there. Sierra Leoneans are sitting by as a nation. I say Sierra Leone, for some of us, we're good people. I'm sure a lot of these people on this live, these are the wonderful Sierra Leoneans I can talk about. You know, these are the wonderful and beautiful Sierra Leoneans that are very patriotic, very nationalistic, and they think about the country. It's not about the tribe, it's not about region, it's about the interest of the country. But we have a lot of unserious Sierra Leoneans in that nation. We have a bunch of very politically tribal, lies, which Dr. Samara talked about, and my brother Hotmail also mentioned that. And Cashbox emphasized these points as well. Political tribalism is what is killing Sierra Leone, because some people, it's just about their party, their tribe, their region. They don't care. So they're supporting all this foolishness and absolute nonsense that is actually going on. But I can guarantee you guys that the problem we have in Sierra Leone today is because this drug, with this Yenga situation, it is this drug that has driven the Guinean governments to take over Yenga. I believe so, with abject malice. Because this Yenga thing is not only 20 years ago after the war, whatever that is. It has been going on since Sheikha Stevens. Since Sheikha Stevens was in, a prime minister and president in Sierra Leone, when you have Sheikh Toure in Guinea. But they were able to resolve these issues peacefully because there were not drugs flowing through Sierra Leone to Guinea. Momo, same thing. They managed the situation. At some point, the tension mounted, but they managed the situation. But Marabio, since he came to power, of course, the Guinean government is not happy with Marabio, as you can see. But Umaru Fofana is so disingenuous that it could not even mention this drug situation. Because this plays a very important role into what is actually happening. If for us to be able to diagnose the problem, we have to know where the strain is. And we know there is a strain between the government of Sierra Leone and that of Guinea. Because it is evident in this publication right here, showing that the Guinean ambassador was detained by Guinean authorities. So this is what is right here. It said the two West African countries were cooperating in a thorough investigation. We all know how the foreign affairs minister was coming here lying. Oh, they've released the ambassador. The whole time the ambassador was in Guinea. We all know about this. The whole time the ambassador was in Guinea. It was not free. It was not free. But this is Sierra Leone for us. These are the things we've been talking about. So Umaru Fofana is reporting here. Umaru Fofana cannot even report accurately. My suspicion could be because of the, ambassador that was the vehicle of, belonging to the Sierra Leone's embassy was caught with drugs, totaled 380 grams or kilograms of cocaine, which came to about $40 million on the street. We know there was a strain because the ambassador was detained by Guinea, and it took some cooperation with the government of Sierra Leone, the illegal government of Sierra Leone, to get him released. And we're seeing the same thing actually happening now in Liberia with this drug epidemic. Let me share this with you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is Liberia. It is happening again in Liberia as well. What's going on in Liberia? I saw these photos that, this guy was caught dealing drugs in Liberia. And right here, let's read it together. You see, rescue drugs dealer Dominic Molu, a family friend to the first family and a salesman for the son of President Tantan Boakai, who was arrested a few days ago with drugs valued at over $295,000. So, and we've seen this president, this Boakai of Liberia, visiting Sierra Leone. Guys, multiple, reports by different people from Liberia reporting about this whole thing. That this guy was caught with drugs, but look at him here. Posing with the president. Look at him with all the drugs that he was caught with, but he was released. So this is coming from Liberia. So this drug is taking over West Africa. And that is why Guinea is mad, because Guinea will not tolerate this foolishness and this nonsense. And that is why the Guinean government is retaliating by taking Yenga from Sierra Leone. And there's nothing they can do. Because the Marabio regime, we know for sure Guinea is 10 times bigger than Sierra Leone. They have more might than Sierra Leone when it comes to military. The last thing Marabio would think about is going into war with Guinea, and we don't want that kind of war in Sierra Leone right now because our people deserve better. But these guys, Marabio and this illegal SLPP government, what they are good at is just killing their citizens. When they protest, they speak up. Big bullies. But now look at them. Look at them. They're being trampled upon by the Guinean, junta government. They cannot even protect our land anymore. They cannot even protect our citizens, our sovereignty. Again, sovereignty belongs to the people, Section 5. They have the responsibility to protect our sovereignty. They are taking a land. The SLPP Marabio could not even stand up. They will tell you he wants to have a peaceful resolution to the whole matter. Bullshit. If he had the might, they would have driven out the Guinean soldiers out of there. But again, I'm sure the Guinean junta government is actually pursuing Sierra Leone out of Yenga because of the drug situation. I'm sure it has direct correlation. Direct correlation. So these are the things that are happening. These are the things that are happening. Then I want you guys to see and understand and know, Sierra Leoneans, that we have to stand up as Sierra Leoneans. Enough is enough. Marabio lost the elections woefully. He's not our president. Everybody knows this. But yet Sierra Leoneans are sitting down in the diaspora back home, but for a few of us, and we continue, well, majority of us, to be honest with you, it's just you have a silent majority, and we keep telling the silent majority to speak up too, because that's why sometimes these people that are in the corner causing noise, they think they are the loudest, because a majority of Sierra Leoneans are not speaking up. And people are afraid because of the cybercrime laws and all of these things that have been passed in Sierra Leone. They said they repealed the criminal libel law, but today they have the cybercrime law that they used to arrest, what's her name? Our Hunt. That's what they used to arrest Our Hunt. Detain the poor lady for nothing. Using the cybercrime, section 44. That's what they used against Our Hunt. We know about these things. But people are sitting there, we're watching these things, we're allowing these guys to continue to destroy Sierra Leone as it is, and we are losing our land. And I wanted to share that with you guys so you guys can see exactly what we've been talking about, because we're not making stuff up here. But they used the cybercrime law to arrest Our Hunt. They said we repealed the criminal libel law, but Our Hunt was arrested a couple of times while she was on live TV. Our Hunt was arrested while she was on live TV.
No.
Look at this.
Hello. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
I'm not allowed to say anything.
No, it's okay.
Whatever you say now,
Absolutely.
taking that in writing.
Okay.
I will be giving you evidence against you.
Absolutely. No worries.
Are you taking your...
No, my mic, I can leave it.
You have to leave it, please.
This is Our Hunt.
Then thought the girl go lock in jail.
This is Our Hunt. Right? We've all seen this. Taking advantage of citizens, but now to protect our sovereignty, they cannot even protect our sovereignty. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I don't want to make this too long, but I don't know how many of you guys know that Dr. Samora Kamara is celebrating his birthday. And, today's his birthday. I don't know how old, but he has the same birthday with me. And I want to take this opportunity to wish him happy birthday, everybody. This is our president in Sierra Leone. Unfortunately, Sierra Leoneans, we've allowed SLPP and Marabio to stay in power illegally for 2 years coming. But we're going to keep fighting for that electoral justice because we deserve that. The people of Sierra Leone deserve everything that they deserve. And the thing is this. I have an article that I published today on Twitter, and I talked about how damaging it is that we are having elections where the results are not announced. Some people and the election results was not announced. It is a shame. It is an affront to us, the people of Sierra Leone, for us to sit by and tolerate and accept this as a way of doing things. This is going to set a very bad precedent, and it would never bring peace to our sovereignty in Sierra Leone again. The people would lose confidence in the fact that we are having elections, the results are not announced. People would lose confidence in the process itself. There's going to be voter apathy. People will not vote because of these kinds of nonsense and foolishness. So these are the things we've been saying to you guys for years after years. Today we don't have no opposition. We don't get opposition in Sierra Leone. We don't have an opposition. What we have is a cabal. We have a one-party state system in Sierra Leone. If you think we have a democracy, you're lying to yourself. We have a one-party state system. That's all we got. And I want to share that with you. But today, Dr. Samora Kamara has been that politician that has made people like myself, because we are searching for that one person, right? Not a politician. We want leaders now. We are searching for that one person with integrity, We're searching for that one person with sincerity, honesty of purpose, have empathy, sympathize with the people, feel their pain, come to work, is ready to get to work for the people of that country. That is what we're looking for, and that is what I found in Dr. Samora Kamara. Because like anybody else, he could have walked away. But he says, no, we have to protect and preserve democracy. It tried, for we get a peaceful resolution towards the outcomes, because it could have called people out to protest. It would have been a bloodbath, right? Today, Marabio would have been at the ICC. But let us be civilized as Sierra Leoneans. Why do we have to die every time people have to die? The ones that are saying people should, Samora should not have signed, should not have engaged, we should have called the people out to protest. These are the people that would never come out to protest. They don't want to die, but they want innocent, unsuspecting Sierra Leoneans to die for them. They would not come out to go and protest and say, no, okay, Dr. Samora Kamara, you've said you want the agreement for national unity. We don't want them. We didn't come out with a protest. The APC executive as a political party could have done that. But it decided not to do that. Because they know the right thing to do was to ensure that they preserve lives. And Dr. Samora Kamara stand by that and they say, no, nobody no go die for me. Nobody no go die for me. What's going to happen is, I'm going to make sure say we resolve this peacefully like civilized adults and civilized people. In 2025, nobody should be dying for elections. We're not savages. We're not animals. Not a jungle where they live. We're human beings. We claim for be civilized, but people are not civilized. We go into this tripartite. The tripartite committee comes out and say, yes, the findings are very clear. See, Dr. Samora Kamara, out of 71% of the RRF forms them that the APC party presented, he had 57.15% of the votes. Therefore, we're calling on ECOWAS to come and reinstate him as the president. What did they do? Till this day, ECOWAS, that's why I say again, ECOWAS is going to die within the next 5 to 10 years. ECOWAS is going to cease to exist because it's the most corrupt institution. They are there to serve themselves. They're not there for the people. They want to wait until everything gets out of hand and people, lives are lost. That is the only time they would, we want to bring an intervention force. These are not the days of Chijankaba when they brought in the ECOMOG troops. Those days are over now. They should remove Marabio. Don't wait until people start dying in this conflict. Let us resolve this peacefully. Remove the money, lost the elections. That was why we went into a dialogue to negotiate it so that people don't lose their lives. A peaceful settlement to the whole thing. Okay, now the tripartite report came out. It says, you lost the elections. Hand over power. No. Hand over power. No. There was a stalemate. So therefore, in Dr. Samora Kamara, the people of Sierra Leone, we've found that one person and we're going to hold on to him because this is the person we've been looking for. This is the individual we've been looking for. So again, we are proud of him and we're going to stand with him until we get the justice that we deserve. Electoral justice and the restoration of democracy is abided to in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leoneans, we deserve better. The other day I was seeing I saw a live video that a young man from Nigeria did.
I didn't tell this to anyone, but I never reported.
A young man from Nigeria did, and it went to this country, Madagascar. My friends, it is despicable. It is disgusting. I'm going to share this with you. I'm just going to share this section with you. I want you guys to see this section right here. It is a shame. I want you guys to listen to this section right here. Let's watch this together.
To engage with the local people to understand how life here is for them. Just outside of my apartment, I saw this lady washing lots of clothes with her hands and I was very curious.
This is a place, a public place.
People close by bring clothes for her to wash.
Exactly.
And she charges them money to do it. How much does she charge and how does it work?
200 Ariari per cloth. For the day she can make, when the price is really good, it's 10,000. Reason why she choose this place, because you see this building? A public a sink, a pipe to get the water.
Oh, okay, there's a pipe here.
Yeah, there is a pipe here, and that's the reason why you see a lot of gallons of yellow gallons here. In the Malagasy home, the majority of people, they don't have a pipe or a sink inside the house. Most homes, they go to the public areas like this to collect water.
She insisted I should visit her home to meet her family.
Salama.
So he's saying like, please guys, make yourself comfortable.
Is this your husband? How long have they been married for?
8 years.
8 years?
Yes, sir.
Oh. So what work do you do?
The job of the woman
So guys,
to do the laundry.
Yeah.
And the job of the man.
If you want to watch this, it's on this guy's page, this guy's YouTube page, Stephen Ndoku. You go watch it there. But it's shameful because what I'm trying to show you guys is that Africa is a disgrace. Africa is a disgrace. The standard of living of these people, it is you wonder what planet are we living in. It is disgusting. Sierra Leoneans don't deserve this kind of life. And that is why people like myself are here on social media to talk about these things, because enough is enough. All right. And Dr. Samara Kamara is the person that we've seen that I know. And I've told him when he becomes the president, I want the Ministry of Health. That is all I want. The Ministry of Health. I know I want for transform the Ministry of Health that nation. Every Sierra Leonean is going to be well and whole. Talking about mental health now, physical health, everything. That Ministry of Health and Sanitation, that is all I want. Because cleanliness is everything. Forget when a healthy nation are when it comes to clean. The eradication of mosquito, not just as bring sponsors for can bring mosquito net. We're going to eradicate mosquito. How do you eradicate mosquito? It's by cleaning the country. Make sure the gutters are cleaned. There is proper drainage. We collect our trash properly from inside our homes, just like we did at the diaspora. We not come overseas for can see this life only for deprived with people and back home. Look at some of the communities, the filth, the dirty, the nastiness. It's appalling. But guys, I wanted to do this live for you all because I wanted you guys to see that we've lost Yenga right here. And I know for a fact that the reason why we lost Yenga, and if you look at these articles, article upon article, look at this other one, this Dubawa report, right? That shows, what actually happened, the still relationship between, Sierra Leone and that of Guinea. Look at this. Cocaine scandal hits Sierra Leone embassy in Guinea. Of course, this was January 2025, but envoy not under house arrest, whatever that was. This Dubawa, they do some fact checking. On January 13, 2025, the government of Guinea informed Sierra Leone that a vehicle belonging to its embassy. See, they are doing their own framing now. But report after report, AYV, we have this, and of course we've had. Let me show you guys this. But right here, AYV is reporting on this, right? Drug scandal in Sierra Leone. They reported this January 17th as well. I mean, the hypocrisy, they could not avoid it because it's, how can you not report something like this? The government of Sierra Leone has recalled its ambassador to Guinea, Alimami Bangura, to Freetown following the seizure of an empty, what? But guys, this is Yenga. This is Yenga right here. Let me show you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You see? As you can see on the screen, Yenga is right here. This is Yenga. And it's on the Sierra Leone side. You see? That is Guinea over there. This is Sierra Leone. This is Yenga. Tell me how Guinea can come and take this land when it's on the side of Sierra Leone. But Guinea is doing this with vengeance, with malice. Why? Because Sierra Leone has, damaged and destroyed their people, their young people in Guinea. There is a whole section in Guinea where these young boys have been infested with these drugs. It's killing them. And the Guinean government is not happy. But this is the Yenga. This is Yenga that we have lost. And the Guinea government has taken it. And if you just join me, you'll go back to the live and start all over. You'll see where listen to the BBC report and they explain all of this stuff. But Yenga is right here. Yenga is right here. Let me see. Yeah. Right here. That's Yenga. See? I don't know how updated this is, but look at the village. This is like the road leading into the village, but look at the houses. Look how disorganized this place is. This should have been a nice tourist attraction area, But this is Yenga. It is in Sierra Leone. But we've lost it. Why? Because the Guinean government is taking this drug thing very seriously. And Umaru Fofana could not summon the courage to even report about that. But guys, it's late for me. I want to appreciate you all. I want to thank you all for joining me. I drive a long distance, come home tired, but we have to talk about these things and share with you guys. But democracy in Sierra Leone should be protected. I want you all to join me in the fight for democracy, okay? I want you all to believe in the fight for electoral justice. We should not take this kindly. We should not let people tell us that, oh, well, Dr. Samarkama should not have resolved this very peacefully. No, nobody deserves to die for elections. We are civilized human beings. We should have elections peacefully, quietly. The elections results are announced. The people move on about their businesses. That is how it should be. The people, should, democracy is the power of the people, for the people, and by the people. The people's voice matter. It is in the constitution. Why don't we respect the people's voices? Why would we have few people for can form a cabal, thinking they can dictate what's going to happen to our democracy? We should not let this happen. If we allow Marabio to pull this off, Sierra Leone is doomed forever, because Marabio has emboldened the criminals and the thieves. Because now they say you can thief with reckless abandon and nothing is going to come out of it. We could not let Marabio go free. And this is why Dr. Samara Kamara is a contention, is a bone that in throat. Matter of fact, this reminds me, I see the police, because I'm sure people would have commented that on, put that on the comment here. Let me see if anybody put that on the comment, please. Like button, guys. Oh, Miss Femuna, to be honest, Femuna, I don't really care if they hit the like button or not. I don't make money off of YouTube, and I get pissed off when they, if I play a song now or music right now, but I thank you though, because that is the education Sierra Leoneans don't have. People don't like and share because the algorithm likes stuff like that and then it shares. So thank you, Auntie Mem, Sister Mem. Appreciate you so much, all right? Thank you. Say like and share. That is beautiful. Let me put it on the screen here. Let me put it on the screen here for you guys. I like that. Auntie Mem is my operator in the background. It said, please hit the like button. I like that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, I saw this press release. Let me see. I think I saw it on. Let me share with you guys here. Okay, I saw this press release. Well, of course, we're still trying to check the factuality of the whole thing, but I saw this press release, and coming from the police inviting Dr. Samura Kamara, as you can see here, says Dr. Samura Kamara Wilson has been invited to the CID, the cybercrime unit of the Criminal Investigation Department headquarters, Pademba Road, Freetown, has compiled a series of audios and videos on various locations. Of course, we're still trying to check the veracity of this document because I don't know if it came from the police. This is on my brother's page, Warise, who is intercedes on behalf of the campaign for electoral justice. Brother Warise, he has the blessing of Dr. Samara Kamara to communicate on his behalf. So he only said something about 2 letters, 1 serial number. This behavior raises concerns. Is checking on the veracity of the fact that there's the same serial number for the last, the last, this serial number right there that is cycle G15. This was the previous this one was the previous document that was given back. You remember back in February 2025 when the police released the statements to invite Dr. Samara Kamara. We don't even know what happened to that. I would say Dr. Samara Kamara should not go. Enough is enough. I don't know if he's going to attend, if he's going to honor the invite of this police, this illegal police, illegally constituted police. But I think enough is enough. And I think what Dr. Samara Kamara should do in this case is to, call the people of Sierra Leone now and say, hey, listen, guys, I've tried my best to maintain the peace, but these guys are harassing me now. And I think it's best that, I'm not going to go. And if they want to come arrest me, I'm at my house. But I'm calling on every Sierra Leonean that's voted for me. If you voted for me and you want to defend democracy, I think, you have to join me in this and stand up against this kind of harassment and bullying. I think that should be the position of Dr. Samara Kamara. He should not honor these invitations from the police because it's harassment. At this point, they're trampling upon his rights to free speech. He has a right to speak up. What he's saying is the fact. the elections were stolen. So if this letter is factual, if it is true from the police, then we have a serious problem at hand. And this goes back to the international community, everything we've been saying. Rights to free speech, the people's rights are being trampled upon every day. If they are trampling on Dr. Samora Kamara's speech, who else is there that they would not trample upon their speech? So these are the things we say to Sierra Leoneans. We have to pay attention to this. They are eroding, the tenets of democracy every day. No rights to free speech, no rights to protest. They are harassing folks, locking them up. And Dr. Samora Kamara is the president of Sierra Leone. He won the elections, fair squire. Till this day, we all know that he won the elections. The international community knows he won the elections. What do they want from Sierra Leone? Do they want another bloodbath? Is that what they want before, another genocide? Maybe eradicating a whole section of the country? Is that what they're looking for before they restore democracy? But we saw this letter, came out, today. So I haven't verified it, but it's on Wari Say's page, and I'll take it that it's probably true that, yes, they've invited him. So if we read the letter, it says, in one of these videos, you were seen referred to as the president-elect of Sierra Leone awaiting to assume the reins of power. You were also seen making statements in these videos, endorsing yourself as the president-elect of Sierra Leone. In respect of these, you are invited to report to the Cyber Investigation Unit of the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters to clarify these issues on Thursday, May 1st, which is tomorrow, 2025 at 10 a.m. So I don't know if Dr. Samora Kamara is going to attend, but I think it's time for cut this thing short. Enough is enough of this harassment. But I don't know. Maybe Dr. Samora Kamara would honor this invitation, this illegal invitation from an illegal force. The police is illegal. They are not legal, because once elections results are not shown, because the only way we can constitute a government is when the government is legitimate. It means it has the votes of the people. That is the only way we can constitute all the other arms, agencies, ministries, departments. So the police, the military, the judiciary, all of these, can only be put together, constituted through a legal means, and that is through a legal government. Because what does the Constitution tell you? Section 5, subsection 2A says, sovereignty belongs to the people. The government derives its legitimacy, its authority, and its power from the people. So what that tells you is the fact that this government is illegally constituted. Till this day, we don't have the disaggregated data, polling station for polling station. The last time I checked, ECSL's website is down because I disgraced them. I showed them what results should look like. I compared Sierra Leone's websites to Liberia website and the Ghanaian's website. So they saw the electoral commissions of Ghana and Liberia and saw the nakedness of Sierra Leone's situation. They took down the website. It's not there. So, but guys, it's been a wonderful evening. Let me let you guys go. Have a good evening. For some reason, my AC in my office here is not working effectively as it should too. But accidentally I left my window open. So even though the AC was blowing, but the office window was cracked open a little bit. And today was like 80 degrees. So it's kind of messed up my flow. So I don't want to get sweaty whilst it cools up. So I'm going to leave it right here. Have a nice evening, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Okay. Share. Hit the like button like Miss Memuna told you guys to do. And, I greatly appreciate that. So these are some of the comments here, guys. Again, military and now for flex. I'm telling you, it's a fact. Now they're for flex, bro. Sister Memuna, now they're for flex, but they wouldn't do it. I see Abbas Kagbo, you're on the right path. Keep it up. Good job. Thank you, Abbas. We see brother Naya. Yes. John Peterson. I already said the Salon Soldier said and they go court. Yes, they won't forget a peaceful resolution. Well, this is the thing, right? When Dr. Samora Kamara said, let us resolve this issue with the elections very peacefully, they said no. But some of these guys now, I guess they know peaceful resolutions are sometimes the best way to do things. So they know, okay, we don't want war with Guinea. Let us take this matter to court. That is a peaceful resolution. But of course, in Sierra Leone, even an Eskroma not trust the judiciary, because recently in the leaked audio, it told us that the reason why we go Nigeria now because they tell us if they go fake this case by you now in the court, what you go say, and that is why we see a lawyer Augustine Sori Segbe Mara it challenged the judiciary for it to, show the results of the elections. They throw the case out. So why would Dr. Samara Kamara take this case to court? You guys are stupid. The same courts will declare PR system, PR, proportional representation, at a time when the constituencies in the country are still alive and kicking. Matter of fact, up till November, the constituencies were still alive. Up until November last year. Now any constituency then cease. I don't even know if they don't do boundary delimitations at this point, so we could go into, use constituency-based elections again. Maybe they're just going to allow the constituencies to die. But these are all the tasks that Dr. Samora Kamara has at hand. When he comes, immediately we got to get to work. We're going back to constituency-based elections because we want to give the power to the people and not to political parties. So anyways, I can go on and on, but let me leave it right here, guys. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody. Let me see if I can share anybody else in comment now. My brother Brian Justice is asking how to do. I'm doing well. Thank you, my brother. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you, okay? Have a nice evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Last year, I saw a lot of, saw a lot of nice songs them today with them share on WhatsApp. Last if I go play one happy birthday song for Dr. Samora Kamara before I go. Got the music them but good today. Let's see, bye. All right. I hope I wouldn't get a copyright strike.
Now God make me angry with the world. For let we live and enjoy we life. Let we believe and we worship Him. So that we go live good tomorrow when we die. Oh. Power struggle don't overcome we all. Now let we join and for make better salon. So let we try. We all don't left now we can. Now we for try for let we go before.
Wow, this song is also another area. Now my group are they play this song, Loyalist. The best WhatsApp group on social media, by the way, guys. It is the best WhatsApp group on social media, Loyalist. Then what? Then we get DJs today. You get birthday and the Loyalist. The Loyalist, I say, if you get birthday and the best group on social media, Loyalist. When we say Loyalist, we're loyal to the country. But Sister Mem, I don't know. I might add you to Loyalist because you're very conscious on social media. I might add you to Loyalist. Let's enjoy this. Yes, I might add you there. Very beautiful song. It's an area move. The world don't left now. We are wow. Oh yes.
Forget about nepotism now. Let we join and make sweet, sweet salon. So let we pray. We want don't left now we can. Now we for try for let we go before. Salon don't left now we can. Now we for try for let we go before.
Oh yes. Try for make it go before. That is what I'm doing now. The world left now we are and before try that we all for try for make it go before. That's what we're doing. I said the Loyalist, Lord have mercy. Then why I get music then today? Yeah. That's the reason I'm back. Aha. I don't go for the boo. Aha. Which one is? Oh boy, I just want to look for happy birthday song.
Ah, bien tu ben,
It's Alibayo. Anyways, let me let this go. All right, everybody. Have a nice evening, everybody. Bye-bye.